Bonjour, bonjour, comment ça va? Je suis la Reine 2, bienvenue sur mon chaîne. I am the Hoodoo Queen. Welcome to my channel, and this is a video on Hoodoo waters, how to use your purifying and your blessing waters. As many of you did participate in this past month's community service, you're going to be receiving truly authentic waters that are not a replica of this. Or you're not going to see any replicas of your other waters, if you will, and floor washes and Chinese floor wash and things of that nature. But we'll get into that in a little bit. So before we get into this video, I must ask you to please subscribe to this channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a super kind, sweet comment below now, and please make sure that once the video has been recorded, that you leave a comment in the uploaded video. Please make sure you share the video as well. Turn on your notifications and postification buttons so you know each and every time I make a new post. D'accord? Super. I'm just saying, we have to talk about certain things, right? Marcel, I will be reaching out to you probably immediately after this, as I have a question to pose for you. So yes, et voilà. So, as I mentioned, I know that many of you did participate in this past community service, but I wanted to give this class first. Why? Because most individuals go, Queen, how do I use this? Queen, how do I use that? Queen, where's the video? Where's the video? We're just going to make a whole Sunday situation out of it. And moving forward, what I will do is do a class on the products that you're getting prior to you getting them, and then ship them out the next day or the day afterwards, okay? But before I get deeply into all of these things, hello, Impressive Magic, Cameron, Divine Ultimate Energy, Brandon, Marissa, Rikela, Virginia, Virginia, I believe it is, Sharon, Violet, Amanda, Petter, Stephanie, Lady Anne, so many of you, Hunter, hello. Hello, everybody. Tiara B, hello. How are you? Hello, Mahogany. All right, everybody. So before we get into that, I want to firstly just remind you that today is the last day to sign up for the June conjuration classes. Today is the last day to sign up for these classes, as these classes are going to be pertaining to banishment and removal 101. We had a great conversation about it. Now we're doing the spell work. So that will be available, and we will be doing that on June 13th at 7:30. Okay. Following that, we have your love and home spells, learning the traditional ways to bring love, heal love, and protect love in the home and heart. And this will be on June 20th. So I just want to... Yes, anyways, I just had a thought. Just wanted to remind you about these classes. But everybody, many of you have been waiting patiently and with kindness about a very particular thing. I've had the questions asked since last September, last November, this past January, February, March, and April. And now I am here to announce that on this day, If you have done your due diligence, if you have done your work, if you have done your prerequisites, now is open enrollment for the Country South Hoodoo Institute of Traditional African American Conjure, Root Work, and Divination. It is now available. It is now open. Many of you just finished your boot camp, which means you took all of the classes and you are, just now waiting. And the link is in the description box. Right over here, there, down there somewhere. And so, yes, it is now available. I am super excited that this begins now, but enrollment closes on July 19th. July 19th is the last day to sign up. Um, there are some updates that I will be making to the website surrounding the Institute. But all in all, you will have the general information, but there will be some updates. I'll let you guys know what those updates are. There is a limit in regards to how many people I will take in the Institute. This year, our interests definitely have grown. So, that being said, I don't know if we'll hit that limit or not, but I do know the limit that I feel comfortable with because I need to make certain that I can make myself accessible and available to those that need me. What I love about the Conjure South Hoodoo Institute is that a lot of my students will actually see. I don't necessarily confirm or validate your experiences because you're living them. Who am I to say, no, you didn't see that, or no, that didn't happen? I can tell you the method of doing magic. I can tell you what is traditional hoodoo, obeah, agrigri. I can expose you to different methods of how to conjure, how to heal, and to divine. But your experiences are truly your experiences. And so I'm super excited about this up and coming um, year. I was just looking and the winds pick up as you drop the announcement. Ashi, Ashi. Um, love the Institute. So we have many alumni here. We have many alumni here. I'll have to do another video one day just so you all can talk to some of the alumni, so that you can see their experiences. We have another graduation class or graduating class coming up here in the next couple of weeks in July. So the boot camp is not the prerequisite, but there are prerequisite classes. I did a boot camp so that everyone can just have those 5 or 6 weeks to do it. So there's and that was that. Queen, I don't see the link in the description about can they book the interview online at Country South? Yes, if you look in the description box though, however, let me look over into I'm gonna click over on the YouTube here and Institute interviews, open enrollment. You will see the June conjuring classes and the link there, the virtual coven and podcast. There's there, and then right under there, you should see um, on the Hoodoo's Heard de la Live, and then from there, the institute interviews, open enrollment there. So all the links are over in the description box. Okay. The next thing is exactly, Snapple Apple. Exactly. That's what I love because if I'm sitting here, because I promise you, the reason why the majority of you do not operate in your highest ability or magic is because you're reading these books, listening to these hoodoo therapists and these hoodoo shadow workers, these conjuring cosmic goddesses and priests or whatever else is giving you all of this BS of all of this. Don't. You can't. You can't. And these are literally people who did not grow up in the space at all, to be very honest with you. And you know this. If you go through the Institute, it's real clear how you can pinpoint who is who and who isn't. And there's a lot more of who isn't than who are. Um, and that being said, um, and that being said, when I allow you to do your homework and allow you to see the work or not, it really shows you this is what I can do, this is what I can't do, this is what I can do well, this is what I can do moderately, and that's also okay. But you operate in truth, you know. Hello, Ice and Snow Show. How are you? Yes, so it's all of those great, wonderful things. De rien, Amanda. Merci. Thank you so very much as well. So there's that. The other thing is, I mentioned last week and I am mentioning it now. If you want to see me on Wednesdays, you will find me. Ooh, that's pretty light. It's very difficult to read. The Virtual Coven every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The link is also over in the description box. I thought this was cute with this white background. It was more contrast. But yeah, so you'll find me every Wednesday in the Coven. And I'm really going to give myself the opportunity and chance to be there on Wednesdays, really see my commitment and my discipline. And from there, I'll open up the door to the podcast again. So that'll be coming up as well. So be ready. Hello from the Netherlands. Welcome, bienvenue, welcome. All right. So as mentioned, hello, Mama Labo. How are you doing? As mentioned, many of you participated. Merci, thank you, Dr. Stephanie. Participated in this past community service, and you're going to be receiving a nice little box, little treasure box. Okay, a little conjuring container, a little hoodoo hub. What could this be? And what could this be? And what would this be? And this. So I'm super, super, super excited to bring all of these to you. And this is what today's class is on. All right. I do just want to remind everyone very quickly again, before we get into the class, today's the last day to sign up for the June conjuring classes. All right. Number 1, banishing and removal spells, love and home spells. This one's going to be huge. This is going to be huge because I'm being sneaky. I'm letting you know now. It's a setup. We gonna see who shows up. All right. You need to look at that date. That date looks very familiar in regards to certain patterns here, is all that I'm saying. But there's that. And then remember that the Institute is now for open enrollment, and those interviews can be purchased today and can be held as early as next week. Remember that the interviews are all geared towards the classes that you took. The questionnaire is based off of all the classes that you have taken over the last 5-6 weeks or a year even, okay? Now, we are going to begin to have the discussion about hoodoo waters, the art of conjuring with colognes. Now, this is super important just because a lot of people put their whole weight and faith in this bad boy. Florida, water. cologne. Okay. A lot of people put a lot of energy and efforts into this. All right. Has alcohol in it and fragrances and color. All right. Whatever you get from me, it is what it is. There's um no aesthetics in regards to making it look a particular way for you. That's not what I'm doing here. I could, I thought about it, but I said, girl, let's not. Let's not. So, anyways, a lot of people put a lot of heavy energy into this right here. A lot of people put a lot of heavy energy into this right here. When you're looking at Florida water, okay, when you're looking at Florida water, you're not really thinking hoodoo. What you're really looking at are those from the Latinx community. Specifically, you would have seen a lot of this being used more so in the Gulf regions, spaces where there's a lot of Spanish influence, Catholic influences, etc., so forth and so on. Now, you may say, well, Queen, what is the difference between this and the others? Well, here's the thing, and here's the thing that really, really makes people upset, the thing that really, really calls out individuals when it comes to this space, and that is culture. Once again, culture is going to expose or present or introduce, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you turn it, any way but loose, culture matters. Why? Because, okay, because when you're looking at these colognes, whether it's Florida water or there's perfumes, you will see people, let's make a white bath, use this perfume and that perfume, or this cologne and that cologne. The brand, the brand, because people will go, oh my goodness, if I don't have Florida water, then I cannot do this working. Wrong. You're a liar and a thief on a hot Sunday, Satan. Okay. All right. When you're looking at, oh, I can't do this blessing because I don't have this perfume. You are a liar and a thief on this Sunday, Satan, Santana, whatever. Okay. It doesn't matter which way it goes. Why is this important to understand and to recognize and to most importantly accept? Because these brands were created off of the magic. It was appropriated and then exploited. Okay? It was exploited. This is what I was telling you guys about these particular back in the day in the 40s and the 50s. People go, "Oh my gosh, well the Jews and the blacks were very very close." No. No. A lot of the Jewish stores that you found that sold these candle shops, these pharmacies, created all of these names, Run Devil Run and Hot Foot, and all of these things is where you would find these things and the candles and all of that stuff. Traditionally, we did not have names for these things. Okay? We knew what herbs and roots and things to do in order to make the stuff, but they were not called this and that or whatever. We say, well, go grab the water, grab the purification water, okay? Go grab the love water, okay? Go grab the water for the roads or something like that. Along those lines is what you may find. My great grandma would we call this, well, not this in particular, but our cleansing waters were fire water. One, because it would catch on fire, but two, but two, because it purifies. And that's what fire will do. It burns away. So it was fire water, but this fire water in other spaces and places has other names. But my great grandmother would call it fire water. This was water that not only that they were able to use in their workings, but they also drank it as well. Okay. Um, so that is super important to understand. The water stretches across the board because you are able to have, like I said, purifying waters. These purifying waters, which what you will have from me, which is our holy water, okay? Um, and so like for example, Tiara, a floor wash is a umbrella term because there's multiple ways, there's multiple floor washes because all washes weren't done on the floor, but floor wash in Hoodoo is a umbrella term because you can do a road opening, you can do a banishing, you can do a blockbuster, you can do love working with the floor wash or a soak, and so forth and so on. So we called it fire water. Um, and it burns like fire on the way down and out. And so people want to understand. Let me make this part very clear too about waters, um, specifically. Um, and truly what that is, okay? It is the essence of different herbs, roots, nuts, curios that are fermented and emulsifies is what it is. So it is the true essence of spirits, which is why when you drink fire water and too much of fire water, and this is not war water, that's a Eurocentric thing again. But when you're drinking fire water or even vodka, rum, whiskey, the list goes on, you are drinking the essence of particular herbal spirits. Well, what is one of those big ones that people just love? IPAs has hops in it. And to all of my conjuring students here, what what spiritual purpose do hops provide? I'm going to let my students answer in the comments. Also, what they call confusion. So, if I am drinking a lot of things that are heavy in hops, you say I'm drunk. I say you got the spirit of confusion on your head. Quasi. Quasi. Your turn, you cross, you in that thing. Because now you are influenced by the spirits. You are now confused. Disorientation. Possession. Blackout. You ask somebody who is possessed what they remember, and someone who has been taken over by the spirits when you go out on Saturday night, on Friday night, I don't remember nothing. Same response. Same exact response. So, this is why culture matters, because the herbs and things in this may cleanse, they may, in fact, wash away things, but there may be something better for you. Yes, cinnamon is great for money for some, but may not be the best for money for all individuals if cinnamon is not a spiritual ally that agrees with you. Cinnamon can be a good old enemy or frenemy. Will I be? Oh my goodness, impressive magic. Listen, I'm just here to teach you all something today if y'all don't mind. Okay? So it's incredibly important again to understand the space of culture. So you don't know what this is made out of particularly, and you don't necessarily um can connect to it. All right. So here is where, okay, because let me help you all out if y'all don't mind. There's a reason why whenever you start working, if you start working or if you become initiated, why certain Orisha need certain alcohol, why certain Loa need certain alcohol. You already are possessed, but to appease the spirit, to get you back, I need to give you certain things because you came into me. Because the thing about it, when you are under spiritual mounting, possession, etc., you don't have anything in your body. Sometimes you cannot even smoke, or the Lord won't even pay attention to you. Okay, they won't even come. It's disrespectful. They will reject everything, make you spend thousands and reject it all. We lived it. I've lived it. Okay, but at a certain point, I can give a certain one, a particular alcohol to appease them. Now you confused, Loa. Now you confused, Orisha, and the body can come back. Okay. So yes, please make sure that you do like the video. Merci, thank you so very much, Moving on Mask. So it's super, super, super important to understand the importance of fermentation and emulsification of herbs, roots, curios, etc., so forth and so on. And why I make it such a point to understand and know spirits. Because whenever you go in the grocery store now and you start looking at different beers and whiskeys and rums and you start looking on what it's made out of, oh, this is based on a walnut situation, black walnut. This is why this is so dark. This is why I also have no kind of emotional relation or no any kind of emotional intellect when I'm drinking this particular kind of alcohol, and why it may allow me to cheat or any of those things because that emotional disconnection is now there. So, very, very important to understand how this works. This is no different than any other thing. Spirits are spirits, no matter how you get it. As I've mentioned to you all before, there was one house I lived at. I did no work. I did not do this work. But because the house was founded on sweet gum, no matter which way I looked, north, south, east, west, northwest, Kanye west, south by southwest, north by northeast, south by southwest, north by, I mean, whatever, northwest, however you want to turn it. I had to leave that location because it was surrounded and founded in a spirit of separation. So when people see, hold on, I missed that. One moment, please. So when people say liquor made them fight, it's true. No, absolutely. Without a doubt. They are not present in certain, and I'm gonna make this part clear. Certain ethnicities cannot handle it. And so they become aggressive. Some ethnicities become more courageous and have that the confidence and the willpower, liquid courage. So without a doubt. So um light bulbs everywhere. I'm so blessed to be in this class today. The first I was introduced to you and you were talking about May Rain. I have two big jars and two small jars of May Rain now, and learn how to use it. Yes, and so May Rain is a blessing water. It's a blessing water. It's the only water we really use in Hoodoo. As y'all know, I brought my mother on the one time in the coven and was like, Mom, which waters do we use? Is there any, do we collect rainwater? She was like, May rain. That's the only one that we do. You know, so it's that thing. Do all walnut work that way or black walnuts specifically? Here. But the black walnuts here you may not find in another space. So walnut in California on the West Coast may work the exact same, because when the blacks had the great migration and went to another space, they had to recognize, you know what, this isn't quite like this, but I can use it to see. So it's a possibility, to be honest. It's a good possibility, to be honest. All right. So understand that the waters aspect of things, even if it says colognes or even perfumes, they have the ability to cleanse, to release, to remove, to banish, to purify a variety of things, as well as bless, sweeten, enhance, magnify, summon, and attract. So I just want to bring that point again very clear, very easily to you guys. So which box do we have first? Box open. What is this called? Ooh. Look at the May rain. This is really pretty. I want to show you guys. Let me get it close. So this is the May rain. And the May rain is going to be your blessing. All right. That's going to be your blessing. Water. You have your banishing oil. We then have our other, which is our holy water. All right, so they have a little bit of a difference, one a little bit clearer than the other. All right. So you'll see on the different ones what they look like. And you'll also be able to smell them and smell particular herbal allies and plant allies. And I know that the camera is cutting off my head. I wasn't supposed to be standing up, but I wanted to show you guys. Absolutely incredible here. So we have our blessing and we have our holy water. Now, we have our blessing oil. I'm going to sit that right over here. And the banishing and those on this side. So I receipt now. All right. Can you mix waters? No. Because they do different things. That's like asking somebody, can you run forwards and backwards at the same time? No. You cannot release and give at the same time. I remember somebody had made this comment one time that one of the people that they were following were mixing these things together. And part of it was water with dirt. And I was like, so they're making mud pies. Mojo mud pies is what we're making here. Okay. Cute. Yeah, that's not a thing. So I never felt right buying most brands cologne in the store. So you'll hear people say, oh, use Hoyt's cologne. Hoyt's cologne. You got to use Hoyt's cologne. No, you don't. You really don't. You got to use Florida water. You got to use Revdois or Revdoux, I believe, and other different colognes and perfumes and things of that nature. And it's just like, no, you don't. Chinese floor, no, absolutely not. You all, let's make this. Let's think about this. Your people in West Africa comes to America to call something Chinese. Y'all, I just want y'all to make the math. I want y'all to make the mojo math. That's all that I want. If someone can explain it, you can't, because it wasn't a thing. It's not a thing. Okay. So, what can I do to purify May rain that I collected? The May rain is blessing water. So you wouldn't use it to purify things. You would use it to bless things, to bless your home, water your plant, your garden. That's what we would normally do. Or bathe in it for blessings and money and health and those kind of things. Wash your floors with it to soak and air dry, etc. Okay. So, um, I never played with Chinese money or that blue dye. And the thing about it is it's interesting. People are like, oh my gosh, I want to, connect and I want to do this right. But you're out here buying pink, blue, indigo, green powders. If you don't take your Hobby Lobby Hoodoo magnetic sand back to Joann's Juju Fabrics of Mojo Michael's Arts and Crafts, if you don't, what are we doing here? What is the DIY is happening? Hulu delusional DIY is what we should call it, because that's really what you're doing here. That's what you're doing here. And I said, I need for you all to start making things make sense. You're telling me to buy a fixed candle, then buy fixed oils to fix the candles, buy, as I think Marcel said months ago, is it fixed or is it broken? Y'all have to start thinking. Don't allow your desires to distract you and those distractions to destroy your path. Don't allow that to happen. I just have to be clear about these. Okay. So when we're out here, we're doing these things. I want you to be able to recognize truth. Now, you may say, you know what, Queen, your stuff is traditional. But what I understand is that tradition doesn't have that much value in 2024. It doesn't. And I know this. But for some people that understand the power of tradition over trend, power over popularity or profit, they'll know where to go. I'm laughing, but I've been through there before. So I'm glad I know better. Amanda, I don't know the real name, but the blue eye for protection and the hand. Oh yes, the azar. So, and the thing about it is when you're looking at these not them closing Joann's by my house. We gotta take them all out. But the thing about it is that you and this is what I love about the Conscious Health Hoodoo Institute is that it gives you tradition, and you see how tradition works, and you see how powerful traditions work, and you see how powerful traditional conjuration works, but just traditions and customs alone is a whole other situation. So so you're gonna have all of these things. So let's make the math, everybody. Let's make the math, all right? If I'm using a holy water, a cleansing water, a purifying water, and I want to make this part clear about purification. We know this cleanse, okay? This purifies. What's the difference? I can wash my hands or I can disinfect. I can rinse my hands or I can disinfect. There's a difference. There's a difference, okay? So I'm not going to tell you use this and add. This is already fixed. The herbs have been herbed. The oils have been oiled. The fermentation has fermentized, has fermentated. Y'all, I'm being silly here with these words, but but that you need to understand, is it doing what it's supposed to do, or do I have to do this other stuff? This ritualistic charade that people put on is really what's tripping y'all up, because you want to play witch, you want to play magic, you want to be Harry Potter and I Dream a Genie and Sabrina and all of that, and it's really be an actress, be an actor, do live in those fantasy worlds, method act. But when it comes to your faith, I would question playing around. Okay. Thank you. They stay arguing with me about the relevance of tradition and hoodoo in the hoodoo group. Baby, a liar gonna keep lying, and people who are delusional have to stick with those that are delusional. So if you present truth, you are now the threat to their existence, to their false identity, even if they don't quite understand it. Don't waste your time being irrational. Don't waste your time trying to rationalize with those that are irrational. It makes you then irrational. I want to be casting Harry Potter and the child, and the cursed child. Don't play. Yes, indeed, I love it. So, it's super, super important to understand and recognize these differences here. So, as we move on, all right, Rudy M, bonsoir from Africa. Hello, hello, hello. It is actually evening there. Quite late, to be honest. Is it what, 8 o'clock? About 8 or 9? If you were on the same time zone as France, I just know that my family in France around this time, I think it's about 8 or 9 o'clock on that side of the world or in that particular space. So let's get into some spell work here. All right. Now, banishing oil. I've already had a discussion. We've had a full talk earlier about banishing. Okay. So that's a lot later than I thought then. Hold on. No, hold on. No, because une affaire. Une affaire. I think 9 p.m. Oui. Tiara Bay says that wants tradition because oui, oui, une affaire. Super, super, super. So it's 9 p.m. there. So anyways, when you are dealing with the banishing, it is aggressive, it may be necessary, not necessarily negative, and it's removal. Okay. How do you preserve May rain to prevent algae or contamination? Well, hold on. Um, I have not had that issue. I haven't had that issue. So this is May rain from last year. Um, but also too, you really don't collect May rain like that. You're literally you should be using it. You should be using it. Um, Now, if you're trying to save it, then just add a little bit of vodka in it. Some vodka will do it just fine. Like maybe some Everclear, something like that will be fine, and that'll keep it from becoming rancid or anything like that. Okay. Um. Hello, Emily. Hello, hello. So let's get into just some quick conversation. So we know that whenever we're utilizing oils, they are utilized to anoint. So you can anoint things, things that you want to get rid of immediately. Your oils can be put on those things. You can, in fact, Cameron said, don't have it in direct sunlight. So as well as Linda. Um, so make sure that and keep it moving. Cameron says, you can anoint things, anoint your candles, anoint objects with the banishing oil, shoes, handles, whatever it is, and to whomever that is, or to whatever that is. When it comes to your blessing oil, it's the same thing. Anoint the things that you want blessed. It can be anything or anyone. Remember, when utilizing your oils, you can add them to baths or soaks. Say, for example, you got a man you don't want, put the bath. Say, baby, let me pour you a bath. Make him a bath. Put this banishing oil in there. He ain't gonna stay. He gonna be gone. Gone. Now, gone may be out the door. Gone could be under the water. But regardless, that's not your problem. Not your ministry. Don't worry about it. D'accord. So so there's that. So here we have those two items, but we want to bring our focus to the waters. I'm going to show you exactly how they work. Please always remember that whenever you are, pardon, n'oubliez pas, whenever you are doing any working, okay, when you're doing any working, if you remove, then what is restored and what is protected, no matter what it is, where it's at, what time of day or night. All right. Um, Thank you, Ice and Snowshoe. Merci. So when it comes to your holy water, remember this is a purification water, and I'm gonna just get close again so you guys can see what it looks like. It has it on there. L'eau bénite. L'eau bénite means holy water, and you know, because I am of French descent, I'm gonna always honor my people with our titles and names. Um, Thanks, Cameron. Super, super, super. I was like, can't see around the mic right now. So, Lobinit, the holy water, okay, is a purifying water. It's not just a cleansing water. So it's going to strip everything. Everything. Remember that. Remember that. Okay. All right. Oh, super, super, Rudy. Super. So I'm gonna try not I'm gonna try not to read the French because then I get confused in my head because I'm like my French switch turns and I'm like when it comes to things. All right, and I want to respond en français, but I won't. So with the Lobinite, we're gonna have you utilize this for things that you know to do, like graveyard workings, one. Things that have been cursed or you think that have been negatively fixed. So, for example, somebody goes, you know what, Queen, somebody brought me something in my house. I'm trying to think what could be a cute little gift or whatever. Someone brought this brush to my home, right? Someone brought me this brush set and it's incredible. But you're like, you know what? I feel that these people know something and they may try to work my head. So I use my purifying water. Ways to use it. Number one, first and foremost, I have to get y'all understanding. This right here, that water right there is enough to do what needs to be done. All right. Also, simply, and if you could please, I would love it if once you get your items, please tag at Conjure South, and I would love to hear your responses to it. Taking the water, dousing it on your brush, aggressively pushing downward. That will strip and purify it. And that's fine. But if I say, you know what? I've stripped this. And again, this is not, I'm trying to do all the things, but I want to show you the importance of these things. I do that. But then I can take the May rain, okay? La pluie May. Pardon, la pluie de May. I take my May rain. I rub it on my brush. And I allow it to air dry. Now it has been blessed. Blessed does not necessarily mean protected. However, in our formula, in our recipe, protection is already included. So you do not have to do any protection work after this. So now this has air dried. It has now done what it needed to do. And now I'm able to brush my hair, etc., so forth and so on. So always remember, it is that thing of remove and restore and protect. All right. So we're going to also again utilizing this Lobinite for graveyard workings, washing your head, washing down your hands, etc. Exactly what you do with this, you are going to do with this, but it's going to work better because the herbal allies and roots and things that you're going to utilize in this, the essences that are in this, are the things from this land and things that your people recognize, the spirits you know to purify, etc., so forth and so on. Do you allow any amount of time between using the water before and using another? No, not necessarily. So, for example, you cannot mix them because they would be working differently. But once you cleanse and you've done what needed to do, because remember in Hoodoo, it is your actions. Once you have removed, it's removed. In that confidence, you know it's done. And now I can put the blessing right on or use the blessing immediately. But it's always the execution and the disposal, the ending of, then you can do the next. So whatever the ending is, no, it is the ending, and then you can do the next. Okay? Okay, Ohe Sunny asks, can the holy water and May rain be used to cleanse an ancestor altar? So I'm gonna respond to you in the most respectful way because your question sounds like you've heard things. You do not cleanse your ancestor altar, and you don't. That's not a thing. You can clean the space. Your space should be clean, but you do not cleanse. A cleansing is a removal of spirits. Okay? It is the removal of spirits. You can clean the space because the space should be clean. That is very important. But to cleanse, no. Now, I'm gonna just have this conversation with you if I may. Cleaning your ancestor altar looks like sunset, waking up in the morning, cleaning your water. Blessing your ancestor altar like the May rain is you showing up. When it's time, you go give them the things they need. Okay? So I just want, and that's really a conversation for everybody to understand. But you can clean the space, but not cleanse the space. All right. So let us go right ahead on and move into these spells here. Also, before we get right into the spells of it all, I want to remind everybody again that this so Linda, firstly and foremost, respectfully, not Madame Queen, la reine ou votre grâce, would be the correct address. And you can go to conjuresouth.com. The links are over in the description box. These products, however, are not for, I only make these once a year right now. We'll see how people like them, don't like them. When I mentioned them, it was a slow response to them. But see, now that I'm giving this class on how to purify things, etc., people are going to want this, and they're not going to be able, you won't be able to do it with this. You can't, because the spirits are differently. The spirits are different, but that's not my problem. But when I tell you all I'm teaching a class, I may not teach it again, get these June classes, etc. I promise you, you may not see me teach that class again for years, or a product for years. Like I do the fixed money working. It's a big it's a nice community service. I did it in 2018? No, 2019, when I was here in Mobile, and then the last time I did it was 2023. It's okay, Linda. I know that you're new. That's why I just communicated. No worries. No worries. If you don't know, I can't be upset. But now that you do know, and you, madam, I'm just not going to respond. Okay, like the seer oil. And who has seen it since? Like the seer oil, who has seen it since? Um, so anyways, so let us begin. So but before we begin, I do want to just remind everybody of the thing of the announcements. Now we're about to get into the spells of it all. The June classes are available: Banishing and Removal 101, Home and Love Conjuring 101. Banishing, learn the traditional ways to remove unwanted or unfavorable life matters. Love and Home, learn the traditional ways to bring love, heal love, and protect the home and the heart. All right. Also, it is open enrollment. If you are in fact interested in the Country South Hoodoo Institute of Traditional African American Root Work and Divination, and you have done all of the prerequisites, and you have your 2 books, the list goes on and on and on. You've taken your prerequisites, whether you take them during the boot camp or over the course of the year. Now it's time for open enrollment, and open enrollment closes on July 19th. And last but not least, catch me here in the virtual coven every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, all these links are in the description box, and yes, voila. If you so on Wednesdays, you will be missing me unless you are in the coven. And then from there it'll be on Fridays in the podcast, because I want to bring on some more guests. There's a lot of education that we need to learn that I don't teach, like about like astrology, for example, and like really getting people here that are that has those resources and has the experience. Bisous, bisous, et merci, Votre Majesté. Merci beaucoup. Merci de rien. De rien, Rudy. Getting my classes read now. Just wondering, is the water or cologne the same for the community service as? Yes. So you will get more of this, but smaller. More of this, but smaller. Okay, let us begin here. So the first thing is we're going to do a money purification, okay? Money purification. I just bought an astrology book last month. Félicitations, Renaissance woman. Félicitations. So for the money purification, what is this for? If you are having some money issues and you want to cleanse your money and fix your money, so really turn your money matters around for a month or 30 days, this is how it is done. Take a certain dollar amount. The more your investment, the better the blessing, okay? The better the return on the investment. So you can take $100 bill, a $50 bill, a $20 bill, a $5 bill, a $1 bill. It doesn't matter. Take this dollar amount, place it in a pot, add 4 splashes or capfuls of your blessing water. L'eau bénite, your holy water. All right. So you will take this and you'll place it in the pot. You're going to add 4 cups of water, regular water, to that pot. After you have done this, bring it to a simmer. Once you have brought this to a simmer, you are going to hang this dollar amount at your front door during sunset. It needs to air dry. You can put a nail in it and hang it up. I don't care how it's hung up. You can just stick it right to the wall. Allow it to dry, air dry, from sunset to the next morning. All right. That is going to strip any financial things you may be going through. Anything heavy on the anything, okay? Félicitations, Pink Lotus Dragon. Merci, merci beaucoup, merci. Maintenant, la bénédiction, the blessing. You're then going to take your May rain and you are going to anoint the dollar amount. So let me just show you very quickly. One moment, please. I hope I have some loose cash, some singles or something. So going back to the beginning of this, okay? I add this to my pot. After I add it to my pot, it simmers. This is at sunset. I take this out, and this will already be wet, okay? It's doing what it needs to do. You can pull it down like this. All right? Traditionally, it is important that you do it this way. All right? From there, nail it up at your front door. Nail it up at your front door. In the morning, when this has dried, you are then going to take the pluie de mai, your May rain. You can anoint it. Okay? I am anointing my money in a 5-point spot. You can do it that way, or you can simply just go boom like that and touch each of those things. All right? You rub it good. Let it air dry. Once it has air dried, you want the face, the eyes facing you, folded into you. All right? Fold it into you. Turn it clockwise, fold it into you. Turn it clockwise, fold it into you. Until you have a little situation like this. Place it in your wallet for 22 days and do not spend it. That's going to accelerate your money and your blessings within that month. Things that you need, all right? Things that you need. Do not abuse the spirits, though. Don't abuse the spirits. Show your gratitude, work with the blessings that you get. And then maybe the next season, you can do the same. But there can be a seasonal thing that is done to cleanse your money seasonally and bless your money seasonally. All right. Now, if you want something heavier, you can do some custom work or something along those lines. Or you may just say, you know what? I know how to do this now, but I would like to do something else. Perhaps. Peut-être. D'accord. So there's that part. The next one is going to be love and home. Love and home. All right. So if you are in a relationship and the relationship is not on the best of terms, but you truly no, facing towards you, the eyes need to be looking at you. So the money is looking at you. The money is coming to you. The head is heading to you. Okay. So the next thing is when it comes to love and home matters, okay? Love and home matters. If you are in a relationship and the relationship may not be ideal, there's turbulence, there's issues, etc. Derrière, Amanda, derrière, De rien, je comprends. um, can multiple dollars be used at the same time? Yes, it can be. So do you put the money in the boiling water? No, the water is simmering. You do not boil it. Money in the pot, water, your blessing water, bring it to a simmer. Boiling it will eliminate the essence of the spirits. Okay? Once that is done, again, hang it up, all that jazz. Go back and replay, please. Okay? I want to move on. So for the love and home, if you're a couple having issues, having problems, turbulence, bickering back and forth, or you're separated and you want to get back together, you're trying to heal the situation of it all. All right. Very similar. Take a pair of your underwear and a pair of their underwear. Place it in a pot. You're going to pour 8 caps of your holy water. L'eau bénite, the holy water. 8 caps of the holy water in 4 cups of water. Allow this to simmer. You are then going to allow your underwear to air dry. Once they have air dried, place them back in the pot. You're going to take whole milk, okay, and allow those to sit in the whole milk. Take it out, allow it to air dry. Once you want it to rinse, all right? Let it soak in the whole milk and then you rinse. After you rinse, you're then going to apply 8 caps of your blessing of the May rain. Once you have applied the 8 caps of May rain on the underwear, you're going to tie them together. But I have to ask you all, when you're thinking about this, how do I apply the 8 caps? You could just pour it 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I have one piece of underwear and another piece of underwear and I tie it, I have a crossroads. I'm going to anoint those corners and the center if I want to do the center, or just the corners, all right? Because you don't have to do the center because the underwear is the target, all right? Once you've done that, take this and you're going to bury it in your backyard if they're living in the house with you, or bury it in the front yard if you need for them to come back to your home, or bury it at the crossroads as a default. I'm going to do this again. If you're struggling in a relationship, you already are with the person, that whole situation, take their underwear and your underwear, place it in a pot. 8 caps of your holy water, 4 caps of your regular water. Bring it to a simmer. All right, let it air dry. Soak in milk. Rinse the milk away. Tie the underwear together and add 8 caps of the holy water, of the blessing, of the May rain, pardon. Once that is done, bury this in your backyard if they're living with you, bury it in your front yard if you want them with you, and bury them at the crossroads as a default, okay? There's no particular time to soak the milk. Just make sure that it has submerged in the milk. And it has to be whole milk. No 2%, no reduce, no skim, no slim, no almond or oat. Coconut either. Okay? And that is going to bring the blessings back to you and that person romantically. All right? Now, we're going to just focus on blessing the home. Okay? This is going to be our last working with these. So we work money, love, and now home. And let me make this part clear. Remember, when you're doing this, you are stripping, you're purifying the relationship. Okay? You're purifying the relationship. Now, Renaissance woman, you only really want to put things at the crossroads near your home if they're blessings. If they're not blessings, you want to put at a crossroad that you don't have to travel. If you work the crossroads near your home after it is worked, you cannot travel down that road until the next day. So that work can be taken where it's supposed to go. All right. Something to keep in mind. Merci beaucoup, Maven Unmask. Merci. The next thing is the home. All right. So on a Saturday or on a Monday, take a candle and light it near the front door. All right. Make a large bucket of hot water, and you're going to add a couple of caps, 4 or 8 capfuls of your holy water. While this is emulsifying and blending together, clean your home, sweeping it from front to back. Ideally, having a child do it would be most beneficial. But if you don't have a child to do it, you can do it yourself. Candle at the front door, hot bucket of water, add whatever cleaning solution you may want to clean if you would like to do it that way. And add your holy water. From there, after sweeping, you are going to mop your house from the back to the front. Okay? From the back to the front. All right? I got 5. Perfect. Yes, indeed. You have a whole crossroad 5-point spot genetically there. So you're going to do this from the back to the front, sweep from the back to the front. Then you're going to mop and clean the same way. All right. Once that is done, take the large bucket. Here's the key. Here's the big part here that a lot of people mess up. Take the bucket of cleaning water that already has this in it to a crossroads. Pour it out. Make sure your May rain is on you. When you walk back home or you walk back to that point, take some of the May rain and just splash 4 times in front of you. Before you go inside of your front door, take the May rain in your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walk into your home. All right. Turn to the outside of your home. Take the May rain, splash it out of the door. Why is this important? I want y'all to see something here. And I know that we only got 66 people here watching now. So we got some people that left. Maybe they'll come back. We don't know. Maybe their connection is wrong, whatever. Watch what happens. I done poured my water out. I have this now. I'm walking home. I've done this in front of me. What does that do? I am walking on a blessed road. So once I poured out my water, okay, I poured out my water. I now have my May rain. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a blessed road when I'm walking home, walking back home. Once I get to my front door, once I get to my front door, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why? So that I step into my blessings when I enter my house. I then turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I leave my home, I am stepping into blessings. So I'm blessed now as I walk home. I am blessed when I enter my home, and I am blessed when I leave my home. All right. This whole time the candle is burning, allow the candle to burn all the way down. Now, remind you, this already has protection in it. But for extra protection, take that candle once it's completely burned down, break the glass, and bury the glass on your property to protect you from harm and spirits. Doesn't matter which hand we use. Use the hand that blesses, is how I will respond to that. And you need to know exactly which hand that is for you and your lineage. Culturally, I would say your right hand. But genetically and ethic and within your ethnicity, it may be your left hand. So that's one of those things that you have to know. Okay? So, everybody, that is the class for today. I do hope that you all enjoyed it. I hope that it gives you insight on how to work things, on things to do. I did a $21, but forgot to get the dirt. Can I redo this work? Um, sure, redo the work. Why not? You need to see what you have the option and the ability to do. All right. Merci, Linda. Merci. Thank you so very much. I apologize. Front to back or back to front. You're always mopping back to front. Because if you mop from front to back, you are then pushing things into your own. Mop from the back of your own to the front of your own. You're so welcome, Oakley, of course. Thank you, Queen, for your knowledge and patience. We appreciate you. Merci, thank you. I'm left-handed. So would that be the hand I think to use? My dear, it's not as simple. It's not a logical thing. It's a spiritual thing. That's something you have to try to figure out. Use your left hand. If things go bad, you know it's your right one. Use your right hand. If things go great, you know it's your right one. If things go bad, you know it's your left one. Okay. So I do hope this is beneficial to everybody. I am excited for you all to get these items. Y'all just wait for the next community service. Wait for the next community service. I'm super excited about the next one. It is one that I am certain that a lot of people need, and everyone's been able to benefit from it. And even if you go, well, Queen, this is not a blessing I need now. You may need it later. So don't not get it because you don't feel that it is a necessity at this particular moment. If you take the bone throwing class, Emily, you will get a bone throwing set. Bonne nuit, Linda. Bonne nuit. Merci beaucoup pour cela. Merci. All right, everybody. Thank you so very much for today. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed one. All of my Institute students who are currently in the process of the Institute, I will see you tonight at 8 p.m. And et voilà, oui. Bonne nuit, bonne nuit, bonne nuit. Bonne soirée to others. Bonjour to others. J'espère que tout va bien. And j'espère que votre journée se passera bien. I hope your day goes well. All right, or your night, rather. Have a blessed one. Merci. Bye bye.